Right, here we go. Big moment in our life, this. Please, please, please don't stall it.
This is a story of why and how I acquired one of the most famous cars in the world and how I paid tribute to my hero and idol, and let's face it, an internet and YouTube phenomena, Mr. Ken Block. After literally thousands of messages asking me what I plan to do with the car, at the end of this video, all will be finally answered. This is the Ford Fiesta RX43. One of the most iconic cars in the world today. It has billions of views. It's competed in World Rallycross, World Rally Championship, done countless X Games, done loads of gymkhanas. It's raced Lewis Hamilton's Formula 1 car, and it's even had a real-life cheetah sat in the passenger seat. This car is unbelievable. Let's start right at the beginning. I've always been into racing. That's my passion, is racing cars, especially on dirt. Now, Ken Block was the absolute master of going sideways. He's one of my heroes, a successful businessman, an amazing driver, and important to me, a family man. He is not your average motorsport legend. He was a partner in an infamous shoe brand called DC until they sold up to Quicksilver in 2004 for $87 million. This gave Ken the finances and freedom to go chase his dream to be a rally driver. There was no karting championships from a child like most. In fact, no competitive races until he was 37 years old. But he had great success. 2006 National Rally Champion. He competed in World Rally Championships. He was 5 times a medalist at the X Games, and then of course the Gymkhanas, 10 in total. He raced for mainstream brands, Subaru, Ford, Audi. He owned YouTube through Gymkhana, and with Hoonigan Racing, they have billions of views. It's what I looked up to, it's what I wanted to be. He had a huge influence on my racing. Then out of the blue, I got a call from a friend saying the actual real RX43 might be available to purchase. I suddenly had a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to buy the very car I'd always dreamed of driving. The biggest problem was the car was in the USA. I had no time to fly there and see it. How crazy would it be to buy a car of such high value from just a few photos? How do I transport an undrivable car from the other side of the world? And if I do manage to get it back to the UK, what do I even do with it? But then I went with my heart. I decided to go for it. After all, this wasn't about money. This was a chance to own my hero's car. I have recently lost my dad, and it's taught me a lot of things. And a big part of that is to live for today. You only live once. And if you do that correctly, once is enough.
Another accident involving a snow vehicle has taken the life of pro rally driver Ken Block.
On the 2nd of January, Ken Block was lost to a tragic accident whilst having fun with his friends on their snowmobiles. I was woken by a text at 3 a.m. to tell me Ken had passed away. It came from inside his circle, so I knew it wasn't a rumour. A few hours later, when I got up to go to work, the whole world had found out.
Paid tribute to the rally driver Ken Block, who has died in a snowmobile accident.
Every post on socials was about him. I had hundreds of messages on Instagram and YouTube, most telling me that my car was now even more important because of this terrible tragedy. Ken Block was not just a YouTube star. Obviously, fans are devastated by the loss. They will never see a new Ken Block Gymkhana. But behind the scenes, I've seen tears because he's loved as just a man, a true friend, a fantastic father, a loving husband, just obviously extremely talented in a car. I didn't ask to meet him when I purchased the car. I didn't think it was my place, and I did assume in the future our paths would cross. They say never look inside the kitchen of your favourite restaurant, and obviously never meet your heroes. But after learning more about the personal Ken Block, I wish I had met him. We share a lot of friends, and all of them only have good words. Because of his huge following and this crazy social media world we live in, he is imprinted on the internet forever. His views and fans will still increase every day. His legacy will always continue. A few days after his death, I had a request from the Autosport Show, one of the biggest car events in the UK. They wanted the car to be featured at the show. I respectfully said no, as I wasn't sure it was the right thing to do. It's obviously a very sensitive situation, and I felt that it was maybe too soon. But then a few days later, I got a second request from them, but this time from my good friend Terry Grant, who was very close to Ken, and he told me the full story. I got shown the plans of a beautiful tribute. It was tasteful and respectful, and most importantly, this had the backing from Ken's wife Lucy. So now the answer was obviously yes.
So we're all legal, pass sorted. That's taken all the fun out for the day. As usual, we are late.
We're never late. I don't know what you're on.
Always late.
Rolling it off.
That's the big worry, is stalling it in front of all those people. So we've got 5 shows today, 5 shows tomorrow. I've raced here before, which is really, really good fun. But all I got to do is drive in slowly, stop, and drive slowly out, which on a normal day would be dead easy, but with thousands of people watching, it suddenly gets really, really difficult. I'm nervous. I'm proper nervous. Like, what I'm doing is special, like, without a doubt. You know, the opportunity to drive this car has always been a dream, and then to do it for the tribute which is happening now is obviously, it's extremely special. But my nervousness is more stalling it and looking at it, because I do that a lot. And I could do it out doing it in front of a load of people who are expecting it. Shall I jump it? Terry's got a ramp. Terry is one of the best drivers in the world. The skill he's got. Terry taught me how to two-wheel. Like, the skill he's got is amazing. And when I saw this jump, I came on the build-up day and I had a look at the ramp, and there's two runners and nothing in the middle. And I said to Terry, I wouldn't be able to jump that without the bit in the middle. Because in my head, although you can't get to the mid bit, visually I'd need all of it.
So Terry's been a friend of mine for a long, long time, and when he asked me to have the car, it was a lot different to having the car inside the show. This was like personal and intimate and respectful, and the vision which Terry told me how this was all going to pan out was something which I wanted to be a part of, for obvious reasons, because of the car and my ownership, but also because of the huge fan I was and still am, obviously. Sad times.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I have to say honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart, because it was a lot of hard work to get it here and get it running and get it here for this very, very quickly, but also as well on behalf of Ken's family and his close friends as well. We spoke to see what would be the right kind of tribute we could do here for this, because it's still, you know, it's raw. It's so raw for everybody that's really close, as well as all of his fans around the world. So it had to be done in the right way, it had to be respectful, and honestly, thank you for what you've done and letting us use it, because it's mega.
No, it's been a pleasure to see it out there, but because to you, Ken, like, he was a person, a friend, you've done a lot with him. And
yeah, I've been friends with Ken for, I don't know, 20 years maybe, before, you know, right from the early to now. You know, he's just such a great guy, honestly. Had time for everybody, was friendly for everybody, respectful to everybody, and Jesus, he could drive the flipping wheels off of anything. You know, some days we'd go, and I've done the Gymkhana videos with him. We had an amazing time in Dubai, and we worked together with that car. That's why that car's so special to me as well. And he was just on the money. And I remember there's a shot where I'm driving the car up the highway on 2 wheels, and he comes round me, and we done the first shot, and he was going around me absolutely fine, and we stopped and we had a chat, and I went, Ken, I think you can get a bit closer at the front. Just fire it in. If something goes wrong and you're underneath me, I'll put it on its roof, no problem, I won't land on it. Just fire it in and let's see what we get. The next time I went up on 2 wheels, he'd come in at such a speed, and I reckon he was about a foot in front of me. And I remember vividly, I don't know if there'll be some on board somewhere, but they didn't go out publicly, and I'm like screaming and going, fuck yeah, that's it, that's mega. And he was right under the car. If you watch the initial when he comes around the front, you'll see me wobble all over the place because he scared the crap out of me. It was brilliant.
did you drive the car?
Yeah, of course, that car I've driven before. As you know, it's a fantastic car, but actually now there's so much more meaning with that car. Certainly for me and for everybody else, it was a special car now. Now it's a really, really, really special car.
What do you think is possible with this car now? Like, what do you do with it? Because it's just changed, hasn't it?
It's not a car. I know why you bought the car in the first place, and you wanted to have fun, and you wanted to, but you have to really think about what fun you have in it now. It's got to be respectful. I think some real thought needs to go into how it's used in the future.
Hooning it round isn't going to work.
Hooning it around now is not the right thing for that car now. It's I don't really know what the full future is, but I know that it's in good hands. You're there, you're looking after it. It's not going to be used in the wrong way for sure. It still hurts a lot, you know, with me, the team, with everybody. So what more can I say? He was a larger than life character to most of the world, but to us lot, he was just Ken.
To you, his family, he was a friend, a dad, a husband.
And amazing as well. It was all about the family. Whenever we were doing anything together, shows, racing, filming, they were always there, always having fun. It was. So
they were on those Gymkhana shoots?
Every single time we went and done something, the family were there as well. So it was great. You don't see them in the shoots, but they were there. And again, with them Gymkhana videos, everyone thinks you turn up and you just crack out an amazing video. There's a lot of planning, a lot of hard work, a lot of authorization, all of these things, and it doesn't go, even testing, we go and test beforehand. I've got some footage on my phone that will never go public, but on Gymkhana 8 we were literally just testing the cars and something broke under the bonnet, an oil pipe or something, a major fire with the car the night before we were starting to shoot in. Thankfully we jumped, everyone reacted very quickly, and it wasn't a small fire, it was a big fire, and his team, his boys, they didn't panic. Boom, straight in, and they totally rebuilt the car overnight. Imagine all that money, planning, effort, something crazy, and it could have all been off.
We wanted to go to rallycross, and we wanted to basically make it a more performance vehicle just for rallycross, so more lighter, didn't have to with all the guards on. So the car that you bought from Ken, RX43, was the quickest rallycross car out when we built it. The car that you've got now, the shell there, was a test shell, so it had gone back through the shell shop and all new floors, so it's a brand new shell really. So but at that point we had the opportunity then to bigger tunnel, so to take the actual bigger transmission. So all in all it worked out really well. I think they built 4 more cars after, but you have the original, the original RX43.
It's not too bad around here, is it? Oh look, the trophy stand.
I don't buy them.
Fuck! Hello mate! Nice to see you again.
Oh yeah.
Do you know that guy? You know who he is?
I've never bought any of them. Yeah, this is a painting I've recently done with my remote control car. Alright, it's not mine, this is Ian. Pop Bang. Like, that is a talent. The man is an absolute genius. Yeah, I'd like to say it is mine, but he has done a car for me. So let's go get that.
The pre-bought one's framed at 95.
So this, the RX43, this is how it's been kept since the start of the show. It's kept under wraps because the general public do come in here and they didn't want people, and I don't want people taking selfies, not at the minute. So the only time this car gets seen is when it comes under the lights, gets driven in there for the tribute and then back out again. The second it's back in here, it's back under the cover. I think at the minute this is the only way. It really is about respect. My legs are about 3 foot too long. Right, start procedure. You've seen about 4 videos on this.
Hang on. You haven't patted your head and rubbed your belly.
Is that what I've got to do?
You need to do it.
Right, the moment of truth. Right, here we go. I'm going to have to hold this mic because nobody can hear what I'm saying, which might be a preference to some people. Please don't stall it. Please don't stall it. Right, here we go. Big moment in our life, this.
I'm going to pause the video right here and please ask you to hit that like button if you're enjoying this. It's really important to us. And after all, we all like to grow.
So finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. What do I do with the car now? I'll be honest, I still don't know, and that's where I need your help. So drop us a comment below what you think I should do with it. We've had all sorts of suggestions that the car should be in a museum, never used again. But please drop a comment, let me know what your preference would be. Where do we go from here? I had a plan and overnight everything's changed. This was a car which everybody recognised, but now it's a car which so many people worship. It's a very sensitive situation, I'm totally aware of that. But Ken has 3 daughters and I'm sure they've got his genes. I'm sure they can do amazing things in cars, and maybe one day we'll even see one of them driving this again. But for now, let's raise a glass to the man himself, Mr. Ken Block.